I've even got myself a Cricinfo profile. Time to get to an auction then. How do you actually recommend a player?
Well, I mean, firstly, be good.
Time to get to an auction then.
Hi, I'm Gauss Sundaraman. I worked with IPL teams, I worked with international teams, and now I work with the brilliant broadcasters at ESPNcricinfo.
I love how much depth you have in data. I'm hoping that is kind of how you're going to be able to help me. I've made so much effort to improve my game, gathering data points, training, getting professional coaching. But how does a player then pick a player for the auction?
Oh man, that's a very deep question. So what happens, Nubaid, is that it's just not just bare skill sets, right, and performances. It's how do you fit into the team? What are some of the skill sets that is unique to a particular player, is unique to Nubaid? So when I look at you, I try to see certain skill sets, not just data, but a mix of data and technical aspects, right? We need to kind of marry our instincts with insights. That's what I tell a lot of people. So if say, are you a finisher or an opener? What is that you aspire to be?
So I come in around the middle order, Gaurav.
Oh man, that's the hardest place to play in a way. You come in at 10 for 3 or you have 10 balls to play. I look at something like your first 5 balls, first 10 balls strike rate. You know, that is something like how well do you start an innings? So how good are you against a googly?
I'm not.
So that's the skill we look at, you know, how do you play the googly well? That's something which a lot of batters are going to kind of face when they play in the middle order. A lot of the spinners attacking from both ends. And finally, there's a good chance you're going to be there during the last 4 overs. So how much power hitting do you practice?
Not enough, by the sounds of it.
You need a power hitting coach maybe, and just get your power hitting skills up and running, and that's again a very important skill to look at.
By the sounds of it, I've got a lot of work to do. But do you know if there's anyone who could potentially help me or put a good word in for me to a team at the 100?
Yeah, I know Freddie Wilde. He's a great analyst. He's been there for quite some time now. He's been working with IPL teams as well. Yeah, go for Freddie.
Alright, we're this close to the auction. Thank you so much, Gaurav. I'll get to Freddie.
Thank you, Nubaid. Good luck.
Freddie, you've been consulting for the 100 for domestic teams, international teams. How do you actually recommend a player?
Well, normally I'll start chatting with the coach. It might be on WhatsApp, might be in person, but we might have a hole in our squad that we need to fill. It might be a death bowler, it might be an opening batsman, it might be a finisher, and we'll start chatting in advance of the draft, in advance of the auction. Who might that player be? Start throwing names around. So yeah, that's generally how it begins to get going. And then once I've got some numbers and I've done some research, some names will start coming up for me, which I'll start suggesting, and the ball will get rolling.
What does a player actually have to do to get picked or like get noticed, essentially?
Well, I mean, firstly, be good. So you've got to perform around the world in a number of leagues, and I guess as you continue to do that, you will get noticed by more and more people and by more and more analysts. And there are certain roles that are more valuable than other roles. For example, in batting, there are loads of top order batters. There are fewer middle order batters. So if you can fulfill a role in the middle order, you're going to be competing against fewer other alternative players, and that gives you a better chance. Or let's say again, if you're a death bowler and you've got a particularly good slower ball or a good yorker, these skills will start to stand out, and then your name will rise up the ranks as a result.
So this is where I come in then. Looking at my data points and where I've improved, how do I get into a team?
Well, from what I've seen of your data points, your power's been on the improve, and then your bat swing and your time to impact has been improving. Now that suggests to me that you've been working on your swing and on your power hitting, and again that comes back to that middle order role that I've been talking about. I think that there's something to work with there in terms of you as a boundary hitter and a finisher, and if you can go into find a spot in that middle order where, as I said, there are fewer alternative candidates, you've got a chance of pushing for your name being into drafts and auctions.
With everything considered and all my data points considered, you seem like you're a little bit impressed. Can you put me on a Rico list for any of the teams you work with?
Well, look, mate, your numbers are on the way up, so look, I'll have to consider it, but yeah, your name's in and around the mix for sure.
My guy.
Cheers, mate.
at least I tried. Maybe next year.